Happy belated Hogmanay from Scotland, people. Now I'd like to start off by saying how I think you guys, and pretty much all of Revision 3, have been advertising the wrong product. Eh? What do you think? Very nice, eh? Knew you'd like it. Anyway, we'll start off with the free indies of the week. Now, in third place for me was Every Day the Same Dream. It's kind of like a foreign language film that you'd only go and see if you're being dragged along by an arty chick that you really want to bone. Except the film is as short as a Looney Tunes cartoon and not really as entertaining. I'm not someone that can interpret much subtext and hidden meaning in a game of such minimalistic style and content, but that's pretty much because I'm a man. But the only two highlights in this game were getting your protagonist to work naked, which was pretty funny, and getting him to jump to his death. Now, if they were going to at least rip off Groundhog Day, then at least give the protagonist a Bill Murray style mullet for what it should have at least honoured that. Now, my second game on the list is Blastingation, and it was a pretty close tie with Tetraform, but I think I've made the right choices. Now, I really liked the Duke Nukem platformers when I was younger, but this could have had a bit more variation in the weaponry, as well as the ability to shoot upwards as well. I think could have been had too. One thing I did like was that if you held down the fire button, you stay facing the same direction. Stay facing the same direction no matter where you moved on the screen. Beg your pardon. And that's not something I've seen since Burai Fighter on the Game Boy. And that proved a hell of a lot, well, that proved really useful in the final boss battle actually. So that's perhaps a skill you should take up, eh Brent? Now, where was I? Oh yeah, but also I'm a sucker for a good chiptune soundtrack, and this has it in spades. I really like the tunes there. Also, Tom, I'm also someone that likes having the jump button assigned to somewhere outside the arrow keys or outside of the D-pad. You say yourself you are quite a young guy, so I don't know what kind of classic games you have, but in games like Castlevania, for one thing, the up button on the D-pad proved a very useful function in a lot of cases. However, in this game, I don't think it was used to that good effect. You only used it in the beam, and fair enough. It's right to criticise it for that. But my winner this week comes from Tetraform, and I love the idea. Not one I've seen before, so I consider it original. However, I love the attack mechanism and attracting stuff towards each other to destroy them. I love the sort of reggae dub electro type soundtrack it's got going. It was a very nice assault on my ears as well, like the chiptunes in Blasting Agent. Now, I even love, you're a planet trying to evolve, you can even have giant maces poking up from your Earth as well, protruding right from your yet to evolve soccer ball resembling planet, which I found funny and ironic at the same time. I just thought that was class, so that's my winner. However, I do agree with the criticism that's being sent towards Christ, I've forgotten its name now, Tetraform, which you should have the ability to zoom in and out at will, so you can concentrate your I'd say concentrate your fire, but that's a bad term in this kind of game, but you know what I mean. You can concentrate your efforts on a certain area more than another, whereas with going out through different areas of the screen, you don't know what's going on in the other areas and whether they're too close to your planetoid. So I think we're all united on that front. Now, next up, as far as games I'm looking forward to this year, I'll offer 3 contenders. Now, first up is Dante's Inferno. Now, well, I'll probably start first up by saying that I'm probably not going to acquire the hardware to run these games, and possibly until the next, probably until 2011, knowing how things are going. But as I was saying, the Dante's Inferno. Now, having seen the shitstorm created amongst the god botherers at various expos over the last year, I reckon this will be gaming's strike against religion for free speech in much of a similar way to what Life of Brian was back in the 70s. Now, also they did it. I'll link to it with this post, but they did an ingenious bit of viral marketing / publicising, which I found really funny. As I said, I'll put the YouTube link up with this video comment, so hopefully you'll enjoy that. My second game I'm looking forward to is this upcoming year is Max Payne 3. There's one more, but this continues on a similar theme. As I've said in a previous episode, I'm a big fan of the first 2, and I still play them regularly. In the upcoming 3rd installment, he's left Noir York City, and he now finds himself aged, bald, and in Brazilian slums, somewhere a bit more colourful perhaps. It's going to be interesting to see why he's there and why developers have sent him there. Very intriguing, I think. And lastly, Alan Wake, from the people that were Max Payne's creators and original developers, Remedy. And this game has taken them just as long for them to develop as the original Max Payne did. Now, but both the original Max Paynes didn't disappoint. I think they, along with 3D Realms, were the pioneers of the when it's done, excuse the stutter, when it's done form of games development. And if it's just as good as Max Payne, I'm not going to be too fussed. When I first read about it in the UK issue of PC Gamer, I was kind of intrigued. I liked the idea of having a horror author bring things to life in sort of small town America, but it's going to be intriguing as to whether or not they can pull this off without it looking like a Silent Hill ripoff. And also, with them being from Finland, I'm going to wonder how long it will be before they revert to Norse mythology within the game, like they did with Max Payne. Now those are the games I'm looking forward to. Anyway, Brent, I'd hardly call that such a little device. Mind you, the Mark I Game Boy is a bit smaller, but you could probably play that a lot better in the dark than I can. Also, I'll offer Anthony support as a single gamer. If Ella was genuinely leaving, try and persuade her to come by Scotland, because she is hot. Showing! Mind you, Joe, the only offspring I'll ever need is their back catalogue. Great for rocking out and great for air guitaring. If I have any actual offsprings, I can probably kiss rocking and video games goodbye forever. I'm surprised you've still got your hair, you lucky bastard. Anyway, that's all I got to say for the time being. Now, how do I get myself out of this finished contraption? Hello? Anthony? John? Anyone? Any chance you still got that Nokia documentation round where you are? Tom? Brent? Anyone? Help! Ah,